Hi there, I hope you're doing well. I was looking through the extraction write-ups for lab, and I just had a couple of comments. Quite a few people do need to revisit those in order to get them completed. And there are a couple of common issues that I saw. Um, Here are two quick ones. One is some folks included reflux in their description of chemically active extraction um, or um, or extraction in general. And reflux is actually how you run the chemical reaction. So, for instance, with our banana oil, the reflux was how we reacted um, our alcohol and our carboxylic acid together to make an ester. Um, that's not part of the chemically active extraction. What we did next is called the workup. And the workup is where you clean up the product. And that's where you do the chemically active extraction. So if you included reflux in your write-up for extraction, you can just go ahead and eliminate it, just remove it. The second issue that I saw was this idea that either you do extraction perfectly the first time or it's a complete disaster. And that's actually not the case at all. Once you do your reaction and you get your reaction mixture, you can usually try all sorts of things to clean it up. And then if it doesn't work, you just recover the whole reaction mixture and you try something else. Sometimes you end up evaporating off all the solvent and trying again, but there's other techniques as well. So it's one of the nice things about doing research is that you just can try some things and they're usually not disasters. You just try something else if the first thing doesn't work. So if you included some statement about how incredibly important it was to do this right the first time, or that you needed to follow instructions perfectly, you need to eliminate those sorts of comments because there's not instructions when you do research. You have to figure it out. And if you do it wrong the first time, it's not a horrible thing. You just try again. So that's the second sort of quick point. And then the third thing, I'll send you the link in this email where you got this video for this tutorial on chemically active extraction. So here's the deal. The point of, or one of the main objectives or outcomes of organic chemistry is to connect structure of organic molecules to how they behave, their function. And so when you come into the lab, yes, you should see how to use a set funnel and maybe how to recrystallize something or extract something or distill something. But you also want to kind of put on your magical superhero glasses and pretend that you can always see the molecules that are interacting. And so the question is that you always want to be able to answer is how do we use what we know about how molecules interact to help us perform the task that we need to do. So, for instance, um, in the case of chemically active extraction, you want to clean up your reaction mixture so that you can isolate your product. The problem is that it doesn't work when you just have like water and methylene chloride as your two extraction solvents because maybe everything goes into the methylene chloride layer. So the question is, how can you use a chemical reaction, an acid and or base, in order to get your product or actually all of your react something, either your product or all of the other reactants that are waste, how could you get them to go into the water layer so that you could separate things? And so you need to know what's in your reaction mixture. And once you do that, if you have an acid, you can use a base wash in order to make your acid more water soluble. Or if you have a base, you could use an acidic wash in order to make your base more water soluble. And so you want to go back and think about what those actual reactions are. It's possible to sort of summarize that process in a paragraph, just a couple of sentences. You don't need to write out chemical equations or anything, but you do want to change, or you do want to describe how you can change the solubility property of a compound and why that's useful to you using chemically active extraction. So like I said, I'll include this tutorial. If you still have questions about the chemically active extraction process, do go through this. And then if you have questions after that, just of course talk with me about them and we'll figure it out.